Yeah, hello and how are you? Hey friends, welcome to the Shin Show. I am your host, Shenandoah Briscoe, coming to you from right here in St. Charles, Missouri. Hey, this here is Thursday, October 4th, 2018, feedblog number 2414. Hey, got a shout out, birthday shout outs, that is. Happy birthday shout out to Shelly Norman Buchheit and Kelly Norman. I don't know if Kelly Norman's still around. She's not got a Facebook page, but Shelly do, and Shelly, her sister, and they were twins. And anyway, I remember them in school as being twins. So anyway, Shelly and Kelly, here's a birthday song for you. Let me know. One of them things. We're all getting older, and we don't know who we've lost and who we haven't. And well, we're gonna sing it to her anyway, 'cause today be her birthday. I said, hey, I heard it's your birthday today. So happy birthday, I'ma say. Shelly and Kelly, there's a brand new start. You're starting today, so happy birthday to you, I say. I said, hey, I heard it's your birthday today. So happy birthday, I'ma say. There's a brand new year starting for you today. So happy birthday to you today, and many more. Alrighty. Hey, I did get a song request. Thank you so very much, Cyndi Brown. We're going to do Ghostbusters. But first off, we're going to do some news. And then we'll do Ghostbusters, alright? Just don't forget about the Renaissance Festival. That's right, the Renaissance Festival is weekendly. That means they're reoccurring each weekend on Saturdays and Sundays until October 14th out at the Rotary Park in Wentzville, Missouri, located at 2577 West Meyer Road. All right, don't forget to get out there and enjoy that. And then let's see what else we got coming up next week. Next week, I believe, is I worked real hard today to submit a song. Which I'll be doing a little bit later also. How about the October 7th, the Missouri Cowboy Marathon, Half Marathon Relay, and 5K. It's going to start down on South Riverside Drive. That's 222 South Riverside Drive in St. Charles, Missouri at 7:30 a.m. That's in Frontier Park, or well, right across from the entrance by the bandstand. Sign up for the 8th annual Missouri Cowbell Marathon. The marathon, half relay, and 5K is held on Sunday, October 7th, starting and finishing at Frontier Park. Every year it is our goal to put on a first-class event, perfect for kids, walkers, Boston qualifiers, and everyone in between. We are a community race put on by the community for the community. So for any questions on where and how to sign up, well, they didn't give me any information. They should have, but guess you don't need any information on where and how to sign up. Just show up and run, walk, or get with it. Have fun, exercise, breathe in, breathe out. That's the best way to do it. You know what I'm saying? And then on October 10th, which will be the final Beale Street concert. That's right, Beale Street in St. Charles, Missouri. 650 Beale Street, that is, over in the streets of St. Charles. That's right, that's where she located. October 10th. Free Beale Street Concert Series, the second Wednesday of each and every month, May through October. So like I said, catch it this week or you won't, or catch it this month or you won't catch it ever again. Food and beverages are provided by the wonderful restaurants in the streets of St. Charles. Bring you a lawn chair and come and listen to Dr. Zevez. Dr. Zevez is a cover band for the past 20 years, one of the best in St. Louis, 40 years. For the past 40 years, one of the best in St. Louis. They cover everything, so You'd be surprised when you get there. They've got something for everybody. So come on down and enjoy the show. Trying to get that mouse over there. See that little silver thing on the front of my boom mic there? That controls my mouse. And it may look like I'm trying to read stuff all the time or get my head moving. I'm just trying to keep from clicking on stuff and changing stuff around the screen, which is very difficult, you know what I mean? And then when I concentrate on something, I have to stay still for a second so that it won't move, and it'll click on it because it's called a dwell clicker device. And so I have to dwell click on something. So I have to dwell on it, kind of stay there for a few minutes. And then there's the Big Bam on the Katy. That's right, the Big Bam. Big Bam on the Katy is October 12th. That's right, October 12th, the Big Bam. That's right. Let's see, the Big Bam includes a food and truck thing. So here we go, October 12th, from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m., located in Frontier Park at 500 South Riverside Drive. That's kind of between the depot and the bandstand. So, you know, that's how you get in down there. Big Bam on the Katy concludes with a St. Charles celebration in Frontier Park featuring food trucks, drinks, and music. Food trucks and drinks will be available from 5 to 10 p.m. and music from Big Mike and the Blue City All Stars from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. So come on down and enjoy the show. Now, you know what? I'm not sure what the Big Bam on the Katy is, but I am just about to find out. The Big Bam on the Katy. Well, that didn't help. What is it? What is it? It just says it's that music thing, but it says it's going to be concluding. So, whatever. I guess it would be a walk or a run or something. That's what I would have thought it would have been. I don't know. I really don't know. Anyway, the start of the whatchamacallit's going to be coming up here shortly too. There will be another food truck event, October 16th. That'll be a day after the big special event, which is my birthday, October 15th. Then there will be a food truck event down on Main Street. No, actually at South Riverside Drive again, 500 South Riverside, that is. Join us in Frontier Park for this food truck event. Enjoy live entertainment as indulging in a variety of delicious food options that will be available with several different food truck vendors. Bring cash because a lot of them don't take credit cards. Bring your family and your friends out for a relaxing evening in the park. Please keep in mind that some of the trucks, oh yeah, like I said, don't take credit. So, please don't bring your pets. I know they may be the friendliest things in the world, but one person gets bit and you've just lost your pet. So, you know what I'm saying. Bring your pet and they're not saying you're not allowed to, but keep in mind if that pet just accidentally nips somebody or somebody says that it nips somebody, a pet is like a Republican. He's guilty until proven innocent. You know what I'm saying? In addition, it is recommended that you bring your own lawn chair because some of your friends there might not want to share their blankets or their chairs with you, if you know what I mean. All right. That's enough of it. I'm going to go ahead and sing for Cyndi. Sing for Cyndi. All right, here we go. Song lyrics, Ghostbusters. All righty. Ray Parker Jr. Searching for the spirit. All righty. Here we go. Don't you know? When there's something strange in your neighborhood, who you gonna call? Ghostbusters. If there's something weird and it don't look good, who you gonna call? Ghostbusters. I ain't afraid of no ghost. Bow, bow, I ain't afraid of no ghost. Bow, bow. If you're seeing things running through your head, who you gonna call? Ghostbusters. Invisible man sleeping in your bed, who you gonna call? Ghostbusters. Bow, bow, I ain't afraid of no ghost. Bow, bow, I ain't afraid of no ghost. Who you gonna call? Ghostbusters. If you're all alone, pick up the phone and call Ghostbusters. I ain't afraid of no ghost. Bow, bow, I hear it likes the girls. I ain't afraid of no ghost. Bow, bow, yeah, 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 yeah. Who you gonna call? Ghostbusters. If you've had a dose of a freaky ghost, baby, you better call Ghostbusters. Let me tell you something. Bustin' makes me feel good. I ain't afraid of no ghosts. Bow, 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 bow. I ain't afraid of no ghosts. Don't get caught alone, no, no. Ghostbusters. When it comes through your door, unless you just unless you just want some more, I think you better call Ghostbusters. Bow, 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 bow. Who you gonna call? Ghostbusters. Bow, bow. Who you gonna call? Ghostbusters. Bow, bow. I think you better call Ghostbusters. Who you gonna call? Ghostbusters. I can't hear you. Who you gonna call? Ghostbusters. Bow, bow. Louder. Ghostbusters. Bow, bow. Who you gonna call? Ghostbusters. Who you gonna call? Ghostbusters. Who you gonna call? Ghostbusters. All right, all right, all right. Yeah, I submitted some lyrics to A to Z music tonight. It was one of my dad's choices. It was by Dennis Morgan. It was called Pumpkinhead Harvey. The background on the song, which I didn't know, of course, but the background on the song is to keep kids from hanging out and looking and eating their candy on the way home, because they know that Pumpkinhead Harvey, he's on the roam, and he's going to be out there looking and watching and trying to catch them. So it goes something like this. Hi, kids. It's Pumpkinhead Harvey. A Pumpkinhead Harvey, Pumpkinhead Harvey. He comes alive when it's Halloween time. A Pumpkinhead Harvey, Pumpkinhead Harvey. He sends a shiver right up your spine. A look in the sky, big yellow moon. Halloween time is a-comin' soon. Ha 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 ha. It is the season of the goblin and the witches on brooms. And Pumpkinhead Harvey, he is grouchy and scary and hungry as heck. You better check the neighbor's doorstep and watch out for Pumpkinhead Harvey. Pumpkinhead Harvey, Pumpkinhead Harvey. He comes alive when it's Halloween time. A Pumpkinhead Harvey, Pumpkinhead Harvey. He'll send a shiver right up your spine. Ha 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 ha. He's got fire in his eyes and sharp, jagged teeth. And kids, do you know what he likes to eat? They say his favorite thing is children who trick or treat. That's a Pumpkinhead Harvey. I heard a story once, not to cause any fear. Old Pumpkinhead had snatched off an ear from a trick-or-treater who got too near. All right, that there was it. That's the end of Pumpkinhead Harvey. Well, I kind of thought her was pretty neat. Anyway, it was one of my dad's choices, and so, hey, that window didn't close. Now what am I going to do? Sit here and look at a blank screen? Oh, now I closed that window too. Well, well, how about another song? Because I was telling a story yesterday about um kind of trick or treating on my road, and I was telling you about the woods up the road, and the woods kind of reminded me of the uh, Woolly Swamp, because they looked like whenever you watched a movie and you saw a swampland, and the ground was all green, and the trees were all black and dark, and it was like that. Well, that was the way it was during the day. Of course, all the trees were thorny locust trees, so you didn't want to get off the road and run in any direction because you'd put an eyeball out that way. And so, if the ghouls and the goblins was going to get you, them thorny locusts would reach right out and snatch you. So you didn't want to get off the road, and that kind of scared me. But I'm going to sing the Woody Swamp. Song lyrics, Woolly Swamp. There you go, The Legend of the Woolly Swamp by Charlie Daniels. If you go back in the woolly swamp, son, you better not go at night. There's things out there in the middle of the woods that'll make a strong man die of fright. There's things out there that crawl, and there's things out there that fly, and things that creep on the ground. And they say that the ghost of Lucius Clay, he gets up and he walks around. But I couldn't believe it. Oh, I just had to find out for myself. No, I couldn't conceive it. I never would listen to nobody else. I couldn't believe it. No, I had to find out for myself. No, I couldn't conceive it. I just had to find out for myself. There's just some things in this world you can't explain. The old man lived in the woolly swamp way back up in the grueling woods, and he never did do a lot of harm in the world, but he never did do much good. But don't think too much of him. But people didn't think too much of him. They all thought he acted funny. The old man didn't care about people anyway. All he cared about was his money. He'd stuff it all down in mason jars and bury it in the ground. But on certain nights, and the full moon was right, he'd dig it up out of the ground. He'd pour it out on the floor of his shack and run his fingers through it. Old Lucius Clay was a greedy old man, and that's all there was to it. But I couldn't believe it. I just had to find out for myself. No, I couldn't conceive it. I never would listen to nobody else. No, I couldn't believe it. I just had to find out for myself that there's just some things in this world you can't explain. The old man lived in the woolly swamp, way back in the grueling woods. The Clayton boys were white trash, and they lived over on Pelorvis Creek. They were real sneaky as snakes, real sneaky as a cat. Well, one night the oldest brother said, "Y'all meet me in the woolly swamp later, and we'll get old Lucius. I will feed him to the alligators." Well, they found the old man out in the back with a shovel in his hand and 13 rusty mason jars, and he just dug up out of the sand. And they all went crazy, and they beat the old man. Then they picked him up off the ground, and they threw him in the swamp. And they stood there and laughed till the black water sucked him down. And then they turned around and went back to the shack, and they picked up the money and ran, but they hadn't gone nowhere when they realized they were in quicksand. And they struggled and they screamed, but they couldn't get away, and just before they were gone, they could hear the old man laughing in a voice that was loud and strong. Now that's been 15 years ago, and it ain't. And if you go back in there again, there's a spot in the yard in the back of the shack where the ground is always wet. And on certain nights, if the moon is right, you're down by the dark footpath, you can hear three young men a screaming, and you can hear that old man laugh. If you ever go back in the Wolvie Swamp, well, son, you better not go at night. There's things out there in the middle of them woods that'll make you a strong man die from fright. There's things that crawl and things that fly and things that creep around on the ground. And they say the ghost of Lucius Clay, he gets up and he walks around. But I couldn't believe it. I just had to find out for myself. No, I couldn't conceive it. I never would listen to nobody else. No, I couldn't believe it. I just had to find out for myself. There's some things in this world you can't explain. The old man lived in the Wolvie Swamp way back in the grueling woods. All right. Let's see. What's our time frame? Yeah, it looks like it's about time to do our portion of the program called Our Daily Bread. So, without further ado, let's do the Daily Bread. All right, today's devotion on the Daily Bread is courageous stand. You know what a courageous stand is? That means standing up for what you know is right and what you know you should stand up and for what you believe in. And that takes courage, and that takes God behind your back to let everybody know where you are at, and God's will be done behind you. And he will stand there, and he will give you strength to stand against the minions and the millions and the billions, and he will give you the power to stand there with courage. And that would be a courageous stand. Speaking of that, I would hope that we go red across this land, because we sure need it. We need to pray. We need to pray every day to make sure it happens, because this upcoming elections is going to be pitiful if it doesn't turn out that way. Folks, I'm sorry to get on a political talk, and I don't mean to, but it's been really bugging me, because with this whole thing with the Kavanaugh situation, the man is, you cannot prove that you're innocent if you've never done anything wrong. If you didn't do it, then you didn't do it. How are you supposed to prove you didn't do it? I know women out there that have gotten pregnant before. Now, can you explain to me whether or not they enticed the man to make them pregnant? Or was it the man that enticed them to get pregnant? Or did they do it together? Well, if she enticed him and he willingly had sex with her, then she was the culprit in the situation. And I'd like for you to ask her if she really wanted that baby, and if she did, why did she convince him to do it and then divorce him and let him have it, or whatever? The thing is, I don't understand this situation. It's getting out of hand. People need to quit accusing people without any background. The lady has done it 3 times to 3 different people. She has talked one lady into doing it against one of the Republican candidates, and had her do it, and then this time she took her turn because she had went to a school that was in the vicinity of the school that he went to, and so she figured, well, I can get away with it because of the Me Too movement, and it's just getting out of hand. Sorry to say it, I didn't mean to jump on a bandwagon, and yes, I do feel sorry for people who have actually went through the situation. But on the other hand, I was accused at one point in time in my situation, in my life, of either being a sexual predator, or whatever you want to call it, deviant, either a sexual deviant, or I knew who the deviant was. And I didn't know, and I wasn't. And how do you prove you're not? If you get mad If you get mad in the situation, then you protest too much. You've gotten angry and you protest too much. If you don't get mad, then you know and you're covering up for somebody. And so what do? How do you get yourself off the hook in that situation? You say nothing, or you kind of get a little upset and you say whatever you can, but all you can do is deny it emphatically. And that's all he done, was denied it emphatically, and they won't let him off on the press. Sorry. We got a one-sided press situation going on, and it's just tearing it up. That being said, that was my courageous stand. Pray for this country, pray for our land, and let's make America great again. I will be reading Ephesians 6:10 through 18. If you're keeping up with your Bible in a year, please read Isaiah 20 through 22 and Ephesians 6. All right, Ephesians 6:10 through 18. So I'll be reading part of it for you today. The armor of God. Finally, be strong in the Lord and in his mighty power. Put on the full armor of God so that you can take your stand against the devil's schemes. For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of the dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms. Therefore put on the full armor of God, so that when the day of evil comes, you may be able to stand your ground. And after you have done everything to stand, stand firm then with the belt of truth buckled around your waist, and with the breastplate of the righteous in place, and with your feet fitted with the readiness that comes from the gospel of peace. In addition to all of this, take up the shield of faith with which you can extinguish all the flaming arrows of the evil one. Take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the Word of God, and pray in the Spirit on all occasions with all kinds of prayers and requests. With this in mind, be alert and always keep on praying for all the Lord's people. In Jesus' mighty name, amen. Sorry, I felt convicted right there. Woo. Felt it come over me, too. I hope y'all got some goosebumps, because I sure got goosebumps just reading it. Ephesians 6:10 through 18. All right, well, that's it for me. I'm going to say, well, goodbye, my friends. It's time to go. I said goodbye, my friends. It's time to go. I hate to leave you, but I really must go. So, goodbye, my friends. Goodbye. This here has been Shenandoah Briscoe saying hello and how are you? And thanks for tuning in to the Shen Show. And you know, as always, God loves you and so do I. So come back and see me tomorrow because, well, I'll be here and I hope you are too.